I'm going to try and record a good gas tank on the Arash AF10 now in the Troll Series multiplayer. It is Ghost, well, it doesn't say there, but it is Ghost Slipstream, which is a shame. I don't think it's a true trial of the car if you're doing it in Slipstream mode, especially Ghost Slipstream mode. But got to do it to collect the epic. And I have to tell you about my morning, my day so far. Like, I've got several behavioral disorders that you can name on a piece of paper and have a doctor sign off and put on a list. Yes, he's got this. The main disorder that governs the strange things in my life, let's say, is avoidant personality disorder. So I minimize risk. I don't like to take risks where I know it can lead to problems, and it can even get so bad that I might wake up in the morning and I can't lift my arm because I'm worried what I'll have to do next after I lift my arm. And it took me till I was 34 to work out what it was and what it's called, and then I got it diagnosed by just getting a psychiatrist to sign off my own assessment of myself. But today I had an example of what my life today can only be explained understanding that. It's sort of, I had to get up today and I needed to collect a key from an office. It's a key for a gate, and my car's parked in a car park behind this gate. And I was told the gate will be changed on Friday and there'll be a key left for you in this office. So I wanted to go get it yesterday, but I had to make all the Drive Syndicate videos. And then this morning I still made another video, and I'm tired and it's freezing cold. But I want my car, and it's trapped behind this gate, and I can't take my car to the office because it's trapped. Oh, come on. So I have to walk all the way to this office. So I go out the house to start the walk to go collect this key. And I get to the end of the road, and there's a massive flatbed truck, like the size of 2 or 3 pickup trucks. Massive flatbed truck with a cinema screen on the back of it and a diesel engine running, with this advertisement going on, a video advertisement on, parked in the middle of the pavement at the end of my road. Not parked on the road, parked in the middle of the pavement. And I've got a particular issue with pavement obstructions after having to use a walking stick for many years and knowing how difficult it is to navigate London streets. In Shepherd's Bush, we have 100,000 people coming a day, and it's a Saturday and it's meant to be busy, and they've parked this van in the middle of the pavement. And the reason they think they're allowed to do this is because I think my sound just messed up. Don't mess up. My sound's just gone funny. Right, I had to unplug. It's like, even with a wired mic, it's going to go wrong with this stupid S21. Anyway, let's go back. Where was I in the story? There's this van parked on the pavement, and it's an advertisement for police recruitment. So the company that are advertising think they can do anything because they're working for the police. This is not true. They're not even police. They're just an advertising company that have been paid by the police to advertise their products. The police have to pay for advertising space. They don't just get to park trucks on pavements and advertise, recruit for the police, come join our services. Anyway, I tried to talk to the driver to persuade him to move the truck because what he's doing is illegal. And he's telling me how he's a policeman. And I'm like, you're not a policeman. You're an advertising company that working for the police, and you're obstructing the pavement, and it's a civil matter that the police don't deal with, and so I can get the council to come and remove you. And there's this law enforcement team that I'm sure will be happy to come. And he's like, oh, go away. The police are over there. Go talk to them. They're over there. There are no police anywhere. He's just parked. Anyway, I then know if I find one of these law enforcement team people, they'll actually talk to him and get rid of him. And I really want to find them now and solve this problem. And I'm like, I've got to get the key for my car, for the gate for my car. And I'm like, and then walking around Shepherd's Bush thinking, do I go around Shepherd's Bush and find one of these enforcement agents, or do I just go to the office and get this key? And I think, all right, forget this problem, go to the office, get the key. So then I get on the tube and I start going towards the office. Come on, come on. So now I'm on the tube, and then I can't let it go that the van's there. And while I'm on the tube to go to Hammersmith, I'm calling 101 to say, I know it's a civil matter, but you're employing these people. Could you get them to move? And they're being really arrogant that I'm not here. I'm not part of the marketing department or blah, 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 blah. And I knew, oh no, something worse happened before I managed to talk to the police. So while I'm dialed 101 and I'm on hold while I'm on the tube, and actually I'm hoping that no one will answer until I get off the tube, because I don't really want to talk about this in front of all the people on the tube. And then I get off and I'm still on hold, and the tube gets to Hammersmith, and I get off the tube and I walk to the exit gate, and I'm just about to go through an exit gate, and there's 3 exit gates in front of me that are completely empty, and then a guy on my right just suddenly walks in front of me and cuts in and goes through the gate in front of me, even though there were all these other gates he could have gone in. He just decided to go in the only one that would nearly knock me over as he pushes his way through. And I can't remember what I said to him, but I laughed at him after he didn't know what he had done. And that provoked him, and he got really angry and just starts shouting at me that I'm an idiot and swearing. And I decided then to explain to him how much I earn for sitting on my arse, and that my IQ is rather high, and to sit on it and swivel. And while I'm shouting at him in quite aggressive language, the police had already answered on the phone, and I'd forgotten that I'm on the phone to them, and I'm shouting at this guy who's swearing. And they might think I'm swearing at them, but anyway, I then just swallow it up and try to turn into polite mode to negotiate this issue with the police, but they weren't having it, so I then just get really sarky and rude, but not in an illegal way, like just rude as in rude, but not illegally rude. So don't swear, but just be rude, like, oh, if you can't be bothered to help, yeah, blah 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 blah. And anyway, then I hang up on that, and then I'm approaching the office now. I was wondering where are all the slipstreams. We're in a one-on-one. I'm now approaching the office to finally get the key. 2 fights later, 1 call to the police. All I want is just this key, and if I had my life my own way, I wouldn't have gone outside this morning, but I have to go get this key. So then I get to the office. The doors are closed. There's a big red sign on the thing about COVID. So my heart sinks as I'm approaching it, because I think it's closed and I'm not actually going to be able to get this key. And I can't call this place up beforehand. There's no phone number listed, so you can't check is it there. But anyway, I stand at the door and I try and do sign language to a guy 10 meters away in a reception desk to let me in, but he doesn't want to let me in. And I point to the mail desk because I've had to go there once before and get a key. And he just looks at his computer and looks at me once and then looks down at his computer. Doesn't give me any sign that he's acknowledged me. And then about 2 to 3 minutes later, the door opens. And I walk in and I say, there should be a key waiting for me. And I give him my name. And he goes, oh yeah, over there, it should be in the pile. And he just points me to the pile of posts for all the residents of Hammersmith and Fulham. And expects me to thumb through it all and just take whichever one's mine. And he couldn't remember the name I had told him. I could have taken anything. I could have learned details about other people that I shouldn't know. And I even said to him, I don't think I should be going through this thing. But I think I'd interrupted his YouTube session. I'd interrupted him. He was on a phone to a friend, and he was watching something on his computer, and he just didn't like the fact that someone had come in and asked him for something on a Saturday morning. And then as I thumb through all these letters, I'm realizing something's wrong. There is no letter for me. There's no letter with my name on it, so I can't get the key. And my heart sinks because I'm like, oh, my car's trapped. I'm not going to get my car out all weekend because there's no one you can call. And so I'm trying to think of solutions, and I'm thinking, can I call anyone? Can I call an emergency number? Can I negotiate with him at all? Like, is there anyone else in this building that I can talk to? And I'm still thinking. I haven't said anything yet. I'm just thinking. And then I see this envelope. It's not an envelope. It's a piece of paper folded amongst the envelopes that I hadn't really read the front of because it's not an envelope. But it was a piece of paper folded with staples in the side, and it said the for the garages team. And it was like, oh, it clicked. That's obviously in it. It was just a bag full of keys, and it wasn't closed. It was open, and you could just see what was inside. And I looked inside, and it had the name of my garage in it, and I'm the only person in the country that needs a key for that garage now, and I've been told one's going to be left for me there, and now I can see the key in front of me. There's 25 of them in a bag, and it says the name of the garage, and I've got an email that says your key for this garage will be left in this place. And so I just think, oh, if I could just show, in my head, I just think if I could just show him the email, he would know that's my key. And I try and talk to him, and he just starts shouting at me that they're not my keys because he wrote that envelope and he was given those keys this morning and he's meant to sit on those keys. And I was like, I understand all of that, but I can't get 3 words out without him screaming at me. And then he just says, shouting at me to call the council. So I sit down in the reception to call the council, and I want to do a thing of I'm not going to leave until I get that key. I think I can do a peaceful protest and sit in, and then he just threatens to, he goes, I tell him to call the police if he's got a problem with me doing a peaceful protest and sitting in, and then he just goes all nuts and starts threatening to punch me, going, he'll sort it out his way. And then I went outside and I called the council emergency number, and they understand the problem, but there's nothing they'll do. They're not even willing to call that receptionist and just say this person needs that key, and I can't take it. It's just a key for one gate for a garages. It's completely insignificant, even if I was someone else trying to steal it. It's like it doesn't matter. So I've got avoidant personality disorder. There's a reason that it bothers me more that I had to go out and deal with all that crap just to get a key. I protect myself from those events by avoiding them. And I hate when I'm put into traps like that, sent to collect a key that doesn't exist. What was going to happen? What was that going to lead to? What do you do when you've spent 2 hours travelling somewhere to collect a key in the freezing cold? You get there, it's right in front of you, but you're told you can't have it. What would you do? Anyway, I'll leave that story for now. If anyone remembers me talking about a microwave a couple of weeks ago, I still haven't got a working microwave. I bought my first ever microwave a few weeks ago, or a month ago, and I had the same microwave for 20 years, I think, that my mother gave me as a student, and it had worked fine, but it was dirty, and it couldn't be cleaned because it had gone rusty, and occasionally you'd hear sparks come out of the back. So I thought I should replace this, and I've meant to replace it for 5 to 10 years, and I finally thought I'll replace this, and I bought a brand new microwave, and then when the guy delivered it, he ran up the staircase and shook it really violently, and you thought that was really not meant to happen, and you heard it just shake in the box so violently as he delivered it. But anyway, I took it out, plugged it in, and it seemed to work fine. But I only tested it for like 30 seconds because I had nothing to use it for. And then a week later, I might have heated up a jacket potato or something and left it in for 10 minutes, and I just heard it was really noisy, and I thought, if I just bought a really noisy microwave, it's just the way it is. And then the next time I use it, I realised this isn't just a noisy microwave, this is a broken microwave. The fan's rattling against the cage, and if I touch the side of the cage, all the noise disappears, so there's clearly just something out of place. So I have to email the people, oh, the microwave's broken. And I bought it through Amazon, whose return process is so basic and simple. But this product was through another seller thing. Oh, this is such a bad race. This product was bought through another seller, and the seller was AO. So then I have to deal with AO on all their questions about the product. And the first thing when I send them it's faulty, they go, oh, have you checked with Samsung? Have you gone through all the troubleshooting with Samsung? And after my experience just trying to fix this S21, do I really want to call Samsung up and talk to them about a £50 microwave for 3 hours and have them tell me to turn it off, on and off again, and then run it in the cold and put it outside for 6 years and then bring it back in and wrap it in cling film and then turn it back on again and change the fuse. It's like, oh, you're just wasting my time. Anyway, I email back. Then they ask for the serial number. I email back again. Can you, this time in the next email, can you solve it? And then the Saturday morning, they just ring me up on the phone completely out of the blue to say, oh, we want to solve it. What's your order number? And I go, I don't know the order number. And they go, oh, well, we can't proceed with the call then. And it was like, why do you bloody call me and then tell me you can't talk to me? Oh! And then anyway, I then call back the next day. They go, all right, we'll come on Monday and deliver a new one and collect that old one. I was like, brilliant, because at the moment I was being told I had to carry one across London to a Hermes drop-off place to refund it. And now I've got them promising they'll come and pick it up and they'll bring me a new one on the Monday. And this is Sunday afternoon when this promise is made. And then Monday morning, 7:30 a.m, I wake up to a phone call. It's them calling me to ask me if I'll be there later. And I'm so insulted by these calls by delivery men an hour before they delivered, checking you'll be there later like you're their children or something. That I just told him to bugger off on the phone before he even spoke. I was like, you're calling too early, go away. And then that meant my delivery didn't come. And then I call them back and go, oh, I need to reschedule the delivery. They then meant to come on Thursday. They come on Thursday to pick up the microwave and take the old one away. And they come to my door after sending their text and calling. They come to my door and then tell me they haven't got the microwave. And it was like, you've just sent me text saying you're coming to deliver it at this time. It's like a delivery man's been driving around London being told he's got to deliver a box, but the box was never in his van. That doesn't normally happen. They normally only trigger the job by the box going into the van. Like the way you have the computer systems for that, it shouldn't be possible to go out for a delivery to a house and not have the box in the back of your van. So anyway, I still don't have a microwave. I then gave them the broken one and now I'm without one, and my old one that kind of worked fine but was dirty is in the bin. And I've got to wait now. On Monday, I think they'll attempt another delivery of a new one, and it might be at 7 a.m. that they'll just turn up and deliver us. And I've had maybe 5 mornings lost sleep over a simple microwave. And I can't believe how much work has been involved in buying such a simple device that was meant to make my life easier and better. Put on top of that my phone broke that I just bought and my Dyson Hoover broke that I just bought. I don't particularly enjoy buying things because every time you buy something, there's just this massive risk that it's going to break immediately after you buy it and leave you feeling sad. Pretty much like buying packs in this store sometimes. Good luck, guys. I'm madder than you.